good. Well, flexibility is the ability of your joints to go through a full range of motion. So let's just say we're talking about our shoulder joint. Here is a nice full range of motion. All the way. Yep, my arm can move. Some people can't do that. Some people can only get up here. They don't have a full range of motion with their joints and muscles. So flexibility is very important to incorporate into your routine because full range of motion in your muscles is a good thing. And why is it a good thing? Well, it helps prevent with injuries and aches and pains and a lot of other elements in your fitness program. When you're working out hard and you're doing a lot of stuff, you have got to incorporate some flexibility training into your program, or at some point you are going to get injured. Your muscles work in different ways. There's a strengthening component and there's a stretching component. And if you're all one-sided and you just do strength training or just do cardio, and you leave out that flexibility element, at some point you are going to get hurt. So that's why it's important, even if it's just taking a few minutes at the end of your workout and stretching the key muscle groups that you worked during that time. Also, it's important to warm up. So warming up before your workout is another way to prevent your injuries using flexibility. And there's a couple of different types of stretches. You've got your ballistic stretches where you're moving your arms, and you have your static stretches too where you're just holding in a place. You can do both types of stretches in your flexibility program. Personally, I like to start with ballistic stretches and active warm-ups to just get my muscles flowing and get a little bit of blood pumping in them, and then go into my workout and then do the static stretching at the end. So just holding and pulling on the muscles, giving them a good stretch at the end. That's how I like to fit my flexibility into my routine. But if you want to do some more specific training, I like yoga classes, Pilates classes, all those, and just regular stretching classes. All of those work on the flexibility side of your training. And while it's not necessary to go through and do a whole yoga, 1-hour yoga class every week to get your flexibility, and it is important that you add some into your program, whether it's doing the ballistic stretches in the beginning or your static stretches at the end. You need to have that flexibility component to really give yourself a chance at overall fitness. Because as we get older, and flexibility training is increasingly important as you get older. Because as you get older, your joints and muscles lose some of their abilities. They start to degenerate over time, especially if you're inactive. So if you're inactive, you start your muscles and your joints. If you're not practicing flexibility training or you're inactive, you're going to start losing the range of motion in your muscles and your joints. You're going to start losing your ability to do different things. And if you're losing some of your ability to do different things, you're more prone to getting hurt. So you've got two people, let's just say, two 65-year-old people. One person exercises and is active and they've got good flexibility in their joints. One person is not active. They both go down to pick up the same box. One of them gets injured, one of them doesn't. And I'll tell you, the one who does not do flexibility training is the one who's going to get hurt. Especially growing older, when you're getting older, you need to have that flexibility training. You need to keep your joints in good shape. Because another thing that happens if you don't focus on your flexibility, it can lead to severe posture problems, like slumping over. Your spine starts to degenerate if you don't take care of it. Same thing, with your shoulders and your chest muscles. You can start to cave in over time, and a way to combat that is to be flexible. Because oftentimes with people, even if they're younger people, if they're not doing a lunge properly, lunging with their legs, a lot of times that's because they've got some inflexibility in their hamstrings or their hip flexors. Not because their leg muscles are weak, it's because they're inflexible. So being inflexible can prevent you from doing things properly, or the inflexibility can prevent you from doing exercises properly, and in turn that leads to